Khuzair, and I've just completed my 5th year of a Bachelor of Commerce and a Bachelor of Engineering, majoring in Finance and specialising in Civil Engineering. Through school, my idea of what I wanted to do at university and as a career was always shifting. At times I wanted to be a veterinarian, at other times I wanted to be a medical researcher, and sometimes it was far-fetched as wanting to be a nuclear physicist. The common theme in all of this was a passion for the maths and sciences. It wasn't towards the end of year 12 that engineering really came to the fore. For me, it presented the ideal balance between the application of the maths and sciences, and that's why engineering was an obvious choice for me. The choice of the stream of engineering, however, was not as obvious, but in hindsight, civil engineering was right for me. It's funny because the 11-year-old Khuzair would have been able to tell me that. Back in 2003, I wrote a journal entry that said that when I grew up, I wanted to be an engineer and design Australia's biggest building. Fast forward 12 years and I have a strong passion for infrastructure. What drives this passion is the way in which infrastructure is so integral to our quality of life and how we function as a society. To be in a position to contribute to communities in this way is to be in a position of privilege. I've also had the opportunity to experience areas of the world that are not as fortunate as we are here in Australia, and I hope to take my skills over to these areas and to empower the individuals in these areas so that they can facilitate an improvement in the quality of life for their communities. My choice of a Bachelor of Commerce was driven by a curiosity of financial markets. It was something that I had little understanding of, and I recall watching the financial segment of the news, wanting to be able to interpret it. It has been an important learning experience for me, and as a result, I have a greater appreciation of the commercial and financial aspects of the world around me. I don't think there are definitive attributes of success. Success in all of its forms is highly personalized, and it's up to the individual to identify what works best for them. For me personally, I attribute my success to 2 things. The first of these has been able to identify what internally motivates me, and then secondly, being able to channel this motivation with the right attitude. My internal motivation comes from my experiences and my upbringing. A large portion of it is derived from my parents, who uprooted their lives in Pakistan to give my siblings and I greater opportunities here in Australia. Understanding the sacrifice they have made, I have a deep-seated drive behind everything that I do. My parents invested a lot of time in me when I was younger, and I am fortunate that I am a quick learner. But I also appreciate that talent is finite. I've learned over the years that success is a consummation of both talent and attitude, and for this reason the modus operandi that I adopt in everything that I do is to do it to the best of my ability. And this goes beyond the classroom and extends into my relationships with others and the work that I perform. I know I've been afforded these opportunities because of the sacrifices that my parents have made, and for this reason I refuse to take what is presented in front of me for granted. I also experienced in a recent trip to Pakistan how fortunate I am to have access to education, because it is just not an implicit part of life for millions of people around the world. Thus, when it comes to university, I'm internally motivated to make the most of the learning opportunities that I am given, and this has driven my success. If I could pass on any advice to students or anyone alike, I would urge them to identify what internally motivates them, and to use this and to channel it towards where their passion lies. Education is something that I'm truly passionate about. I've always placed an emphasis on learning and continue to do so through university. But for me, learning is not confined to the classroom. Rather, it is a lifelong endeavour, and there is tremendous potential to continually learn from those around me. Learning breeds opportunity, and one example was when I was studying in a public secondary school in Werribee and offered a scholarship by the Melbourne Foundation to attend Melbourne Grammar School. The belief invested in me by the Melbourne Foundation was the impetus for me to surpass even my own expectations, and it has allowed me to pursue a career that I'm passionate about at university. Learning as I see it will continue to open opportunities for me as I culminate my degree and move into professional work. Ultimately, it will allow me to do what I love to support those who I love. Because of this, I believe education is a powerful enabler. Given the right tools and direction, learning cultivates knowledge and growth. I've experienced it firsthand, and as I alluded to earlier, I want to pass it forward to those who do not have the same level of accessibility to education. I want to thank my lecturer Assad for nominating me for this award and recognising my efforts, and I want to thank Pearson Australia for considering my submission.